Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Grants Pass CSL. Good to see everybody here. And of course, it's great to be alive, right? Yes, it's great to be alive. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This wonderful, this glorious, this beautiful day. This wonderful, this glorious, it is a beautiful day. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. For my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. Wonderful, my glorious, my fabulous life. Wonderful, this fabulous life. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my beautiful, my glorious.
Good morning. Welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Steve Van Meter, your senior minister, and it's my honor and privilege to welcome you here this morning. This is the place to be. You found it. You're here. You made it. You made it to the first day of the rest of your life. How does it feel? Huh? Yay! Yeah. Well, we're going to start with what we start every Sunday morning with, and that is our vision mission statement, which says, we are an open, loving, spiritual community dedicated to evolving consciousness through teaching spiritual principles. Once again, we're glad that you're here. If this is your first time here, it doesn't normally look like this because we're having an auction today, and the money from the auction goes to fund our Christmas party and our general fund, which helps us to have wonderful events like this all year long. But we're going to start with some announcements, and the announcements are in your program, printed on this little piece of paper. I'm going to read them right from here, my handy little specs. But there are a couple of things that didn't get in here. One of them is that there's a table that is full of stuff that's love offering stuff. This table over here, those two tables, those two tables. So if you see something there that you want, just drop some money into the jar and take what you want. It's a love offering jar. So there's no limit. You can put hundreds of thousands of dollars in there and not take anything if you don't want. I'm giving you a mental equivalent of, if you just want to grab something and throw a couple bucks in, that'd be great. And then the rest of the stuff we are going to auction at 12 noon today. So that's your fall auction reminder. New members. Our community at Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living is member-based community that exists because of you. Somebody that you don't even know became a member of this church over 40 years ago and created this wonderful place. And now you're creating it for somebody else to come after you. But of course, we're enjoying it right now, aren't we? But that's what members do, is they support their spiritual home with gifts and their time and their treasure and their talents. And we're just doing a membership drive till the end of this year. So if you'd like to become a member, there are applications on the table over there. Let's see. Next is game night change. We were supposed to do game night tomorrow night, but it has been postponed. We're just doing so many events that we're a little evented out. After last weekend, Jeanette's birthday party was a smash, wasn't it? Wasn't that? We all had a birthday party. I think we all had a 100th birthday party with Jeanette, didn't we? What an incredible experience that was. But tomorrow night's game night is postponed, and we have a board in the back. We'd like you to vote of what day and time you would like game night to be, that you can make it. So then we know what your feelings are, and then we will move it to that night, whatever most people can make. Let's see. New meditation group is starting Sunday, December 4th. Our practitioners will be offering a 15-minute meditation each Sunday before service. This is a time to go into the silence and meditate together. It will be from 9:50 to 10:05 over in the LEC building. That's right adjacent to us over there. So please, if you find yourself here early, come and meditate with us. It's a great way to kind of set the tone for your day and your experience here Sunday morning. And we also have from 9 to 9:45 the book study that is going on. And we're studying Living the Science of Mind by Dr. Ernest Holmes. So come at 9, stay for the book study, run over, get your meditation, come back here for the service at 10:30. You know, if you're bored, you know, that's on you. You know, we're providing you with lots of spiritual things to do. And also, after the service, if you could wait before milling about, we want to get our team in place ready for auction stuff. So instead of running for the food as we normally do, just wait a few minutes. And if we have everybody rush over there, we won't be able to actually set things up. The announcement I was just handed here is on December 7th, which is Wednesday, I believe? Yeah. From 5 to 6 p.m., we are light celebrating. All over the world, people come together to share the abundance and beauty of the Holy Day season, celebrating the light that connects all of us together. Join us for a special Taizé style service honoring many different religious and cultural winter observances with readings, music, prayer, and meditation. Please bring a food, like a can of food for the food bank, or that's what we're using as your part of your tithe to get in, is that we want to get a bunch of food for the food bank going. That's one of the normal things that we do here, and we want to kind of jump start that again. So please bring a donation of food for our gift basket that's out front. Did I miss anything? You will let me know, I'm sure. Well, again, thank you all for being here this morning. That is our announcements. And let's see, please stand as Dave leads us as we sing "We Are One."
We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we shall live in harmony. As peace has come, as we are one. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we shall live in harmony. As peace has come, as we are one.
Well, again, welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Jamaica Wallace. I am your board president and also your podium practitioner today. Please join me as we say our gratitude together that is on the screen. How glad I am to be grounded and rooted in God, and so it is. Today, our table practitioner is Janice Garvey, and she is holding the high watch for us. If you are in need of prayer, please see Janice after the service. There are several ways for our practitioners to pray with you. Please see your handout for details. If there are, or will the practitioners that are available after service for a short prayer, please raise your hand. Thank you. Practitioners are the healing arm of our center. We are here to help you and serve this center. A Center for Spiritual Living practitioner is a person of high spiritual consciousness and deep understanding. We are trained in the study of science of mind and in the art, science, and skill of affirmative prayer. Practitioners are dedicated to the cause of helping others. The Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living practitioners are licensed and practice professionally and are bound by a high code of ethics and respect your privacy. So thank you for allowing us to be of service to you. And we would like to thank Barbara Scott for our beautiful bouquet of flowers today. And do we have any first timers here? If you are, please raise your hand. We have a special gift for you. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. So nice to have you here. And just a little housekeeping. If you have one on the cell phone or anything else that makes any of those fun noises, please go ahead and silence those now. And if you will, please join me as we say together today's prayer. With a deep sense of belonging, I know I am home. With this knowing, I am free to spread my wings and fully express my magnificent being. So it is. Please remain seated as we sing I Am Loved. So today I chose a reading out of our Science of Mind magazine. This is a tool that I absolutely love and highly recommend if you're not already.
We can't hear you.
Oh, it's better. Get a little louder. So today I chose an article from Reverend Dr. David Alexander that is titled, Make a Home for Universal Energy. This month, as seasons change, the words of our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, brings us to the practice of gratitude. This seems to be one of the salient and universal teachings found across all religious expressions, as well as modern brain science and psychology, and rightfully so. From the effect on plants, animals, children, and ourselves, the law of gratitude cannot be denied. The truth behind this law is much deeper than a just think happy thoughts attitude might indicate. What we are really talking about here is vibration. Every thought carries a vibrational quality, a tone, a resonance. If it were not so, then we would not be able to change our mood by changing our thoughts. Positive thinking is simply about choosing thoughts that vibrate with the highest state of what is possible and good in our universe, and more importantly, in our lives. All the way down to the cell of our body, we want and desire to resonate with growth, expansion, and overall positive energy. This is not just true of ourselves, but for plants, animals, and all creation. Why? Because the state of vibrant health, energy, and prosperity is in tune or resonance with the force of the universe, the energy we are made of. When we affirm our good, We remind our body, mind, and spirit where they belong. We send ourselves home. Home, that sacred place of being where all is well and very well. Consider for a moment that there is a place of your being where you belong. This place is a space of resonance filled with the vibrational qualities of love, peace, and prosperity, and dynamic health. It's your birthright as well as that of everyone we meet. The law of gratitude is about remembering this truth and putting it into action by affirming our good and blessings every day, even the good we cannot yet see. The vibrational quality of our affirmations make a home for the energy of the universe to fill. And how good that is. So I invite you now just to take a few moments and close your eyes if that's comfortable, or take a gaze at the candles and the flowers. Just go into that beautiful vibration and sit in the silence for a few moments. As we vibrate in this truth of oneness here and now, my heart is filled, overfilled with love and gratitude for this opportunity to be here today in our sacred home of the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. I know that this time together is filled with the frequency and spirit of love. And for this opportunity to be here and now, I know we are all so very blessed. We can affirm this together by saying, and so it is. And now we will have some special music by Dave, followed by Reverend Steve's talk.
You know, folks, when I was taking a walk the other day, I happened to look up and see all these beautiful trees. Aren't we having a great fall this year? And I see somebody brought the leaves in with them, put them on the table. But you know, of course, next week is Thanksgiving, and there's so many things to be thankful for just seeing the trees, right? Picking up leaves and stuff, smelling the fresh air. And I happened to look up the other day and I saw a November rainbow. Now that's a rarity, isn't it? I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed day that colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands saying, how do you do? Well, they're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. Well, I watch them grow, and you know what? They're gonna learn, oh, so much than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, oh, what a wonderful world. Welcome to you. Well, the colors in the rainbow, pretty in the sky, also on the faces, yeah, of people passing by. I see friends, they're shaking hands saying, how do you do? Well, they're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. Those computers. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yeah, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, yeah.
Swing this out of the way here. There we go. Well, what a wonderful world it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it depends, your outlook. What are you looking out for? My talk today, we're continuing our series on home. And the title is Roots and Wings. And I like to think of this as boundaries. Boundaries. There are only two lasting bequests that we can hope to give our children, and that's roots and wings. Giving them roots, something that they can count on, and kind of pushing them out of the nest at the same time so that they can fly on their own. Sometimes they fly back, don't they? I know I flew back several times. So this week we explored the relationship between freedom and safety, and how childhood conditioning sets up for what Einstein called the most important decision we make. Roots go deep. Wings allow us to fly. The idea of home is primal in our being, isn't it? We want to find a place where we can feel comfortable and maybe have a little fire if you're into that sort of thing, keep the home fires burning, they say, because we want that place that's familiar to us, that we can retreat to when we've had a hard day. Where do you retreat when you've had a hard life? Where do you go? Well, some of you have found yourselves right here. Because life gets better from here forward. You don't ever have to struggle ever again if you don't want to. And a lot of people in this room have made that decision to not struggle anymore, or at least to see things differently. Metaphorically, home is the place where we find our holiness. Not so much holy, but it can be that, but our wholeness, where we can risk our worst, be our unvarnished selves. I love that, unvarnished. You know, when I think about boats need that varnish to be able to weather a storm. If they don't have the right varnish on them, they may soak up the water, become waterlogged. But if you put too much on, it may sink the boat if you overdo it. You know, I know in my life, if a gallon will do it, let's put 5 gallons on. That's where we have to have moderation. Home is also the place where our human journey typically begins and ends, in our home. And home isn't necessarily a physical place. Home is where you find yourself most comfortable. Like I said last week, if you were to think about your childhood home, it may or may not exist any longer. I know mine was bulldozed to make room for a new condominium unit several years ago. But in my mind, it'll always be there, right? It will always be that place where I have comfort. But home is where your heart is. We begin our discovery of Everyday Wonder Home Edition with an exploration of the archetype of home as both a starting point and as a spiritual destination. And in the words of Maya Angelou, the ache for home lives in us all. Don't we? Don't we ache for that comfort, that safety, that place where you can put on your own Netflix show or whatever you choose to watch, pop some popcorn or have some tea, but it's comfort for you. Having a place to come home is a basic human need. At its best, home is the place where we feel a sense of rootedness and belonging. Like, you know, nobody's going to call you out at home, tell you, you know, you should cut your hair, or what are you wearing? Or why are you in sweats all the time? Because I'm home. I'm comfort. I'm comfort-able. Are you comfort-able? We must know that we're comfortable. Are you able to get comfort? Because home is that place. And today, as we explore the meaning of home and what it means to us personally, in the Science of Mind magazine in May 1998, it said, all of our reactions to life are related to our spiritual convictions, and we can't escape this. Just as the child needs to have confidence in his parents, so we need to have the same confidence in the power that is greater than we are. What created you? Anybody have an idea? God, spirit, source energy. I didn't hear anybody say, I created myself. You may have, you just don't remember you did. Our spiritual convictions have their origins in our childhood and our upbringing. This is why those formidable years are so important, that we're cared for properly, that we establish a good sense of boundaries and love, action and reaction. As my dad would say, your ability to respond, your responsibility. If you can't take the responsibility, you can't have the freedom. Like, what? I just want the car. So before you drive the car, you're going to take the tire off of it and put the spare on. I said, the tire is fine. He goes, I know. Why it's fine is why you're gonna learn to do it. Because when it's not fine, you don't want to figure it out on the side of the road. You're gonna have the whole front yard to put all the tools out and figure this thing out. And from there, I was so grateful that when I actually had a flat tire years later, I knew what to do, or at least I had a sense of what to do. You get the manual out of the glove box and you call AAA. But should you be down a dirt road with a Jeep where Auto Club can't quite get to you and you don't have cell service, you better know how, and you better have a spare with you. There's nothing more challenging than going to look at your spare and it being flat too. You got to keep up on those things. That's where the maintenance comes in. But we need to have the ability to respond in a way that makes sense. Not like, oh my goodness, that's always a great response. Like, what do we do now? That's always a good one. Or, I wonder who's gonna fix this. Yes, mistakes have been made and others will be blamed. But we have to take the responsibility for ourselves. And what happens when we take responsibility for our challenges and own them? You know what happens? They're ours. And your triumphs are yours too. What that means is that you are in the exact perfect right place because you can figure it out. Now, you may call for help, assistance, but you come in here alone and you leave all one. You may think that you're coming in alone, but you know how many energies it took to get you here? You know, your parents' only thing that they needed to do is get you onto this planet safely. The rest is up to you. You got to figure it out. Holmes says, a child needs confidence in his parents. A home that offers unconditional love, belonging, and that sense of safety that can empower a child to grow into an adult who trusts life. If you grew up in such a home, give thanks, because not everyone has that blessing of being raised in a home where the basic needs are met. You know, we are so fortunate to have this teaching. You have found something that you can figure life out with. You have the key to life and creativity in your hands as who and what you are. How powerful is that? That you don't need anyone to fulfill you. You are already filled to overflowing with all that you will ever need. But it is nice to have a partner along the way. We need each other. We are each other's keepers. Which brings me to my 3 talking points for today. 1, meeting our basic needs. Many creatures in the animal kingdom are able to fend for themselves within a few months of birth. Babies are born completely and utterly dependent on their caregivers, not reaching full maturity or self-reliance for years. Some may never actually grow all the way up. Some of us are still trying to figure out, come on, there's some, I don't know everything. I like to think I know everything, but I don't. That's why we have Google. Lots of needs must be met for us as human beings to experience this physical life, emotional and mental well-being throughout our lifespan. Among those universal needs are safety, security, stability, and shelter. Ideally, home is the place where those basic needs are met. When the baby's needs are met, they will feel secure attachment with their primary caregiver. So important in those formidable years. The baby then feels free to explore their surroundings, knowing the caregiver is nearby. Adults with secure attachments feel positive about themselves and others, themselves and others, and see themselves as wholly being loved. Do you feel that you are loved? Our lovely song, it's great to stand there and affirm that with everyone, isn't it? You are it. It is you. Babies that don't get that secure attachment may look for that their whole lives. And there are parts of us that may feel that we never got everything that we wanted as a child. You have a little bit of that where you're like, I could use just a little bit more love, just a little more comfort. And these patterns, if they continue long enough in a child, can result in some challenging adult experiences. Adulting is not easy. I've heard some of my younger students say, adulting is not easy. You know what? You're going to figure it out or you're not. And some of us are still trying to figure it out, aren't we? I think if you have a body, you're still trying to figure it out. Number 2, healthy boundaries. No matter how much children or adults complain about boundaries or push against them, boundaries and consistency are necessary for establishing and maintaining a sense of safety that inspires courage and confidence. Healthy boundaries. You may say, well, what about family? How do you have boundaries with family? They're your siblings or your parents or your brother or your sister. Those are the ones you really need to protect yourself from at times. I have found, and this isn't to say anything challenging about my brother and sisters or my mom and dad, it just means we need to be real about it. As my mom would say to me, I love you, but I don't always love what you do. And that's okay. It's okay not to love what other people do. Sometimes you may not even feel like you want to be related to them. I don't know them. That's not my brother. But healthy boundaries are good. Non-existent or weak boundaries result in less safety, less freedom, and diminishes satisfaction in a relationship and in life in general. Brené Brown's study of people who lived wholeheartedly with this deepest sense of belonging and compassion indicated that participants who put true belonging into their practice talked openly about their boundaries. The clearer and more respected the boundaries, the higher the level of empathy and compassion for others. Fewer boundaries, less openness. It's hard to stay open all the time, isn't it? Especially when someone is lashing out because of their own inner hurting, but just don't take it. Now, if you say, I don't have to take that from anybody, you've taken it. It's when you say, I don't have to take that. That's not mine. If someone gives you a gift and you do not accept it, to whom does the gift belong? To them. If you give me the gift of your opinion and I decide not to take it, to whom does your opinion belong? And that's okay. You don't have to take it. Don't take it into your consciousness. Don't become someone else's idea of what they think you should be, right? That's right. That's right. Number 3, being our truest self. Brené Brown went on to say, belonging is the innate human desire to be part of something larger than yourself. That's what we want, isn't it? Because true belonging only happens when we are present in our authentic self. when you are firing on all cylinders. Are you always firing on all cylinders? No. Some of us don't have cylinders or have cylinders we don't even know we use. Right? I didn't even know that other gear was there. I thought that was reverse. No, that's fifth gear. That's the passing gear. In its ideal, home is the place where we can be our authentic and imperfect selves. And that's okay. Because home is at its best a place where we can have that sense of rootedness and also have the wings to fly. We need both to have a fully orbed personal experience. The stability established by the feeling of safety at home and belonging creates a launching pad that allows us to spread our wings and take flight. We feel free to venture out into the world and be our authentic selves, because that's what we need to be. You came here to be you. So be you. Be the best you can be. If you have to borrow some from someone, I've got some extra me. If you'd like to borrow my sense of security. It's only a sense. Your security is yours. But if you have to borrow somebody's, go ahead until you can feel secure on your own. So in conclusion, consider what the word home means for you in its ideal sense. Think about how at home you feel in your day-to-day life. Is your home a place where you feel fully safe and expressed? Make it that. Find that sense of home within your being right now and live from that place. Why? Because we want that safety, don't we? We want that feeling of security. We want to give that to everyone. But it's up to you to create it in your own home. No one can loan you theirs. It's something you develop yourself. So consider the role of boundaries or the lack thereof in your situation. Perhaps there's a need for more clear boundaries in certain situations, and that's okay. You don't need to be a doormat just because you're related to somebody. You can say, it's not for me. Vision on what a happy, healthy home means to you and create it for yourself. Find that sense of belonging. Take time to establish your mental equivalent of a happy, healthy home. Affirm it and claim it as yours, and it will be so. And so it is. It's time to follow our teaching and go within. So if you'd like to close your eyes, if that's comfortable, let's take a moment and remember who we are together. I invite you to bring to the forefront of your consciousness what you choose to believe that the creative energy of the universe is to you. You can call it Christ consciousness or Jesus the Christ or Great Spirit or source energy. That's your business, but make it personal to you. Give it a name that you believe and that rings true with your soul. And as we activate that power by giving our conscious awareness to the creative energy, a healing energy is activated in all things. A solution is taking form. For truly, when we turn away from what does not work, not to deny it, but not to hold it in place, we turn into the solution. I may not know what you're working with today, but I know God does. And I know that there is an answer that is percolating right here and right now in this moment. And as we invite that answer, that healing, that revealing of the truth, something starts to happen. A new way is shown to us. A new idea springs forth from our consciousness. Maybe something from the outside world triggers us to remember who we are. However it happens, a miracle is happening right here and right now. It is who and what you are. You do not need to search, for it is already where you are. And as that healing is activated, a new love begins to bubble up from within you. A new peace and a new harmony are your experience in life. So let's give great thanks in this moment, in this month of gratitude. Let's be grateful for our lives, for our friends, for our loved ones, for our families, and send love, even if that's not what has been coming towards you. Let's turn it around right here and right now. Let us turn on our love generators. And as we do, we begin to attract that perfect love of life as who and what we are. And for this, we give great thanks. We place these words directly into the living, loving law of mind, where we release them into that law of attraction. Completely letting go, we are transformed by the renewing of our mind. As we affirm this together by saying, so it is. Okay, it's time for our offertory ideas about sharing. So if you'd like to take your gift and place it on your heart, place your hand on your heart if that's what you're given today. Let's recite this together. With joy and peace in my heart, I gladly give to this center, which gives so much need, and so it is. Thank you, Dave. Well, let's say a prayer for our offertory this morning. From the love of pure spiritual energy, these tithes and gifts have been collected. They are evidence of our faith, our belief, and our ability to manifest in this world of form. They do good work in this community and allow this Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living to be open and available to those who are choosing to remember who they are, and even those who may not know it yet. And for this community is blessed. And so it is. Well, let's stand up and sing our closing song. And just a reminder, we're gonna just sit back down after the song and let our people get things in order for just a few minutes. Please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening right now.
Something wonderful is happening right now.
It's happening in my mind.
It's happening in my mind.
It's happening in my body.
It's happening in my body.
And it's happening in the body of my affairs.
It's happening in the body of my affairs.
I think it.
I think it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
And I know it.
I know it.
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is.
And just the way that it is done.
Just the way that it is.
Thank you, Ike.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks for being here. Have a great week. And our auction will start in about half an hour.